Hello and welcome to the Green Globe Foundation Award Series, a series that will explore the nuances of India's fight against climate change and chronicle the journey of its young crusaders. Over the next 2 episodes, we put the spotlight on individual organizations that are quietly but significantly paving the way for a greener future. Renowned author Michael Crichton, in his novel State of Fear, portrays global warming as an evil plot perpetrated by environmental extremists. Other skeptics also claim that climate change theories are based on loose scientific hypotheses and cherry-picked research, a perspective that has sparked off considerable debate amongst environmental activists and industry leaders. Abnormal climatic changes and unprecedented temperature patterns have forced the international scientific community to come together and assert the importance of responding to climate change. They have been urging societies across the globe to wake up and confront the inconvenient truth staring them in the face. A global consensus on the world's response to this pressing and imminent issue was sought as the international political community converged at the Copenhagen summit in 2009.
Finance.
But experts believe that political posturing and tokenism may have overshadowed a platform that could have significantly impacted global opinion on climate change. Instead, what unfolded was akin to a Shakespearean drama, say experts.
The whole drama around Copenhagen had many characters, chiefly Hamlet, which was Obama and the United States. And you know, in Shakespeare, Hamlet is a victim of his own vacillation. He can't make up his mind, and that's precisely what the United States, I don't mean Obama personally, but certainly the United States is unable to get its act together, literally and metaphorically, on this issue, which is of global concern. As a footnote, an American journalist told me that I had missed punchline, and I asked him what that was. He said something's rotten in the state of Denmark.
The Energy Resources Institute, or TERI, is one of the key players that has focused on the development of solutions to global problems in the fields of energy, environment, and unsustainable patterns of development.
Here, whatever we develop is for the betterment of society, and hence there are issues that are both globally required, and we have integrated our knowledge to ensure that there is something that we could give back as knowledge hubs to international society as well as to the Indian local public. So we are positioned in a manner in which we should be able to drive some of the agenda which the mankind looks forward to in terms of solutions, and some of the concerns that we could collectively look at.
Experts believe, though, that not enough is being done by India collectively to address the environmental problem.
I think that India has to act very swiftly in this direction, but unfortunately it is not doing so because of various factors. Its pace is very slow, and if we have to go for the green technologies, then we will have to act, and we will have to act very fast.
Ladies and gentlemen,
A TERI-supported initiative, Wizcraft recently presented the second consecutive edition of the Green Globe Foundation Awards. The idea was to applaud green crusaders independently doing their bit for a greener tomorrow.
The Green Globe Foundation Awards, the process involves some of the persons and organizations who are doing the most stellar work really in the protection of our planet.
The thing is, it's coming as a platform, you know, where you're going to have different companies who are going to share what they've done. They're going to actually expose to others, so that's going to give ideas to other people, and so I think it's a good thing, because hopefully many of us will be willing to do some other things, you know, to win the award next year, you know. So I think that way that award thing is pretty challenging and pretty good.
The selection process ensured a focus on individuals and groups who were committed to the green cause but had escaped the media glare thus far.
We looked at people who made a significant difference in their professional careers, as NGOs, as people from industry. The process was, of course, that you go through a whole selection. We have certain criteria in mind, and with some amount of discussion come to an understanding.
Welcome back. One of the green institutions that earned accolades at the Green Globe Foundation Awards this year was the Center for Environmental Science and Engineering at IIT Kanpur, which bagged the award for best practices in green design and architecture. A center that was conceived with the specific objective of creating an interdisciplinary research facility, the CESE is focused on integrating the fields of engineering, science and medicine to address environmental issues. Its architecture boasts of several unique features that amplify its green quotient.
The features here are enormous in the sense, if you look at let's start from the important point, the energy. The large buildings have the energy issues extremely important, and we are situated where the temperatures can go up to 45, 46 degrees. Here the chiller was of very special design, and also the special feature that we had, we could thermal storage of energy. That was one feature. The other important feature that we saw was the earth tunnel, where we can suck the ambient air, bring it down to about 4 to 5 meters in the ground, and it travels through. There's a heat exchange with the underground. So therefore we use that air of the normal ambient air, do it heat exchange with the ground heat or the cooling, and therefore we make it very effective in terms of the air conditioning.
Yet another green factor that the architect has successfully created within the building is a microclimate that has neutralized the need for air conditioning in the building, thereby saving energy.
The other important about the green feature is the microclimate that has been created inside the building. For that purpose, a lake has been created, and lake serves many purposes apart from the cooling of the air conditioning water from the chiller. But this also provides that the wind blows over the lake, and then wind becomes a part and comes into the building. And the building, on the top we have the openings where this hot air is replaced by the cool wind which comes over the lake. So that microclimate is created, and then at the ground floor especially, we do not require any air conditioning, especially in the laboratories.
Additionally, the center also focuses on wastewater treatment and recycling, actions that it believes are affirmative steps in ecology conservation.
Rainwater is collected, and then we have a small sedimentation tank where the rainwater may have some dirt and all. So that is stopped, and then this rainwater becomes a part of the lake. So we are not getting any extra water for the lake. And then if there is excess water, that goes for the groundwater recharge.
Comprehensive green solutions such as these, the professor believes, help in countering crucial environmental challenges. Getting to the root of an environmental problem, assessing its impact and understanding its causes are key to finding solutions, he claims.
Challenges, especially, you see, everyone talks about the climate change issue. But also apart from the climate change, of course, very important, and we have to somehow address, but the local issues where the health of the people related to the environmentally induced diseases, that we cannot ignore, that we cannot forget, because in this country we still have the issues.
Awards such as the Green Globe Foundation Awards, the professor believes, are an acknowledgement of their efforts and go a long way in reinforcing their passion.
Gives us more visibility. Had this been not there, I mean, our building would not be, being seen by others. So it does several things. It's nice for the institute, and it's nice for the community. That's how the word spread around that such thing can be done in India.